And that is when you start to dive within, and start to look within. Then you will see that what he sees inside of you. So but that spiritual practice must become sincere, Whatever you do, you have to let it flow, not with rigid, not with forcing. Let it flow. And enjoy that flow. You will see that you don't need to bother. He will look after everything for you. You see, in all the scriptures, whether it is Hinduism, whether it is Christianity, others probably also, they tell you there's no need to worry about if you surrender to Him. If your mind is absorbed into Him, you don't need to worry about. He will look after. In the Bible it says, if He is the one which look after the birds, He is the one which look after the animal. He don't let them go empty stomach. He cares for them. He look after for them, for each one. Do you think you are less than that? And this is how much, you have to trust inside of Him. That trust will be back again inside of you. Once King Akbar was touring with his minister Birbal. As he was touring, he saw some Brahmin begging. One Brahmin was begging. And he said, look at this Brahmin. Is this your Brahmin God? Because Brahman is Brahman. The word Brahmin come from Brahman. So Brahman Dev, no? That's why you call sannyas, Brahman Dev, no? So is this your Brahman God? He was ridiculizing, that the Brahman itself, So Birbal didn't respond to him. After he have gone, in the afternoon, Birbal came to the Brahmin, and he said to the Brahmin, "Why are you begging?" He said, "I have to beg because I don't have anything else to do." And then he said, "But the whole what is the duty of a Brahmin? Brahman is not here to beg. The Brahmin are here to serve others, to give that knowledge what you have received to others." Then the Brahmin said, "But I have to eat, no? I don't have anything. And this is my only mean." And he said, "How much do you get, while begging?" And he said, "I get few annas, like 6 cents. Rupees was too much at that time probably. There was another money at that time, but I can't remember the name of it. No, not paisa. Paisa is new. Aphasia or something like that. So then he asked, if you get a job, would you keep begging? He said, "No. If I get a job, I will do what you ask me to do." Then he said, "Fine. I employed you. I will give you 10 annas, afyas or whatever. It's the name of that money. But I want you to do only one thing. Wake up early in the morning, Brahma Muhurtam. Wake up before the sunrise. Take your bath and chant 101 Gayatri Mantra. I will give you more what you can get in a day. 10 annas, So the Brahmin said, "Okay, that's fine." So the Brahmin start practicing. He bath in the morning. He did 108 Gayatri then he went and asked, he went to Birbal, and he got his 10 annas and come back home. He had his food and everything. He was happy. So like that, he carries on doing it. After a year, Birbal saw that he started to transform. You know, he started to radiate. You know, he started to shine. So Birbal said, increase his salary. You know, increase the annas. He started giving him 20 anna, and then he increased also his japam. So the sadhu was so happy, and he was chanting, and all of a sudden he stopped going to Birbal. Why? Because he started to be, you know, he was shining, he was radiating this, the Gayatri itself was reflecting upon him. But people, just by being in his presence, will feel great and happy. You know, people will be attracted to him. So people will, when they come, you see, in our Hindu tradition is like that. We never go empty-handed to the saints, to the temple. We'll always bring, even if it is just a little thing, we will bring something. This is our culture. We have learned to never go empty-handed. Even when we visit somebody, we never go empty-handed. We always bring something for the people, you know. So, like that, he just was chanting the Gayatri Mantra. After 2 years of chanting the Gayatri Mantra, he stopped going to get his people will bring so many things to him. And people will be attracted to him. From far away, people will come to him. But he never let go of his chanting of Gayatri. So many people come and take shelter at his feet, you know, got instruction from him. And of course, he started to get well known. After some times, you know, he was well known in the whole surrounding. So Akbar heard about that saint. So Birbal said, okay, fine, let's go and see him. So they went, and he bowed down to him because he could see the effulgence of the Gayatri Mantra reflecting through him, you know? And he saw that he's a great Mahapurusha. So he bowed down to that holy man, to that sadhu, that Brahmin, Dev, you know, and he was so satisfied and so happy. And as he was there talking to Birbal, Birbal looked at him, said, "My dear emperor, do you recognize him?" And he said, "No, it's the first time I'm seeing him." I said, "No, look at him properly." I said, "No, this is the first time I come to him. You know, I've never seen him in my life." Then he said, "You remember you saw a Brahmin who was begging, and you asked, this is a Brahmin god, and you ridiculize him?" And this is the same Brahmin. And he said, that word Brahmin, what makes somebody a Brahmin is that word of God that they hold inside of them. You know, through the Gayatri Mantra, what was inside of him is start to shine. You know, the one who have experienced the divine, you know, he's a true Brahmin. And that Brahmin, that what have made an emperor bow down in front of him. That what is the Brahmin. And Akbar was confused. How is it possible? Then he told him the whole story. How he was transformed. Now, life is the same. Yeah. When you are sincere in your spiritual practice, then you don't need to go to God. God come to you. That's what Brahman. It is not the one who goes to God, but God come to him. So